Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that could be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today I'm doing this with a puzzle by Wuschel. Wuschel is an incredibly consistent setter, but as with many of the puzzles I'm featuring recently, I'm working through a backlog of puzzles that have been sitting in my queue for a while, and this is one that came in quite a long time ago. This is called Numbered Whispers, and the reason it's called that, I'm assuming, is because it's a combination of numbered rooms and German whispers. Is there anything else to call out? Not really. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment, and everyone knows everything that's going on, I think. I do want to call out again, about a week ago, as of this coming out, I reorganized all of my videos. I'm recording this almost immediately after, but I reorganized all of my videos to get the call out for Heliopiclix's GoFundMe, for trying to, after the tragedy in his family, to try and get support for all of the help for the medical expenses, and now to fly his son's body home. I will post a link to the GoFundMe in this. It'll be the last time I do it, but please, if you have, I have no idea of the status of that or anything that's gone on, but just in case that they're still really struggling, if you do have the ability, please go have a look and see if you can help them out. But let's focus on puzzles, because that's what this is about. I mean, this is a place for community, and I mean, I support other channels and everything as much as I can all the time, but the focus here is community and puzzles. So what do we have with Numbered Whispers by Wuschel? We have normal Sudoku rules. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Numbered rooms. This is a constraint I actually quite like. I struggle with, but I really like it, and I don't see it often enough to fully understand it. I possibly should play with it more. So clues outside the grid, so let's look at this 8, indicate the digit which has to be placed in the nth cell in the corresponding direction, where n is the digit placed in the first cell in that direction. So for example, if this was a 3, that would say that in the third cell in this direction, we'd have to put the 8. If this was a 5, that would mean in the 5th cell in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would have to be an 8. It's that simple. It's a really simple constraint. And 7 here would mean this would have to be an 8. It's that simple. It really is. But it's just a case of we just don't see it very often. I mean, it's simpler than things like X-sums or skyscrapers or even sandwich, but we just don't see numbered rooms as often. The other constraint is German whispers, which is one of the most common constraints you see in Sudoku, which is adjacent digits on a green line have to differ by at least 5. That's it. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So, okay. So let's talk about some things about numbered. Let's talk about German whispers facts first. So you can never put 5 on a German whisper line, because a 5 on a German whisper line doesn't work, because what could go next to it? Because of the at least 5 difference, anything that goes next to it has to be at least 5 higher or at least 5 lower than the digit next to it. And if we add 5 to 5, we end up at 10 or higher. And if we subtract 5, we end up at 0 or lower. So you can never put 5 on a German whisper line because there's no valid partner. So every digit on a German whisper line is either below 5 or above 5. If you put a digit below 5 on the line, you can't put another digit below 5 next to it because the maximum difference is 3. So the digit next to it would have to be above 5. But the same thing applies with digits above 5. You can't put 2 digits above 5 next to each other. So the digit next to it would have to be below 5. And you end up alternating from above 5, below 5, above 5, below 5. We call these digits above 5 and below 5 different polarities. So you end up alternating polarities, high, low, high, low, high, low. So we end up alternating as we go along the lines. But I'm not sure how to use that. So what facts do we know about numbered rooms? Well, the only thing I can think of is you can't put the digit that the numbered room is in the cell that far away. So for example, I couldn't make this a 6, because if this was a 6, in order to put the 6 here, this would have to be a 6, and that doesn't work. So you can never put the digit of the numbered rooms in the cell of the numbered room, except unless it's a 1. I could put a 1 here. because that would be saying 1 is in the first cell. But I couldn't put a 3 here because then I'd have to put a 3 here. It does work for 1. Is there any other facts about numbered rooms that I can see? Wow, I'm not sure. Okay, but I do know something about 4s and 6s on German Whispers, which are, they only have single digits that they can go with. So if I was to put a 6 here, first of all, I'd also, oh, okay. Right, you can never put the digit, right, here's a fact, you can never put an 8 here because then I'd have to put a 1 here as well, and this would have to be simultaneously a 1 or an 8. So, and except for 1s, you can never put the digit in the first cell or in the cell of its number. Because if I was to put the 8 here, I'd have to put a 1 here, and if I was to put an 8 here, I'd have to put an 8 here. So that doesn't work. So the 8s can't, yeah, okay, so there's another fact. But I can never put 6 in either of these cells. Because if I put a 6 in either of those cells, then the digits on either side would need to be 1. I can't put a 6 there. Because if I put a 6 there, that becomes a 1, but these have to be the same polarity. These are either both high or both low, but 6 is high and 1 is low. So if that is 6, that is 1, and I've broken the alternating polarity. I can't put 6 in either of those, so 6 is in one of those, but I can't put 6 in the 6th slot. So this here, oh, that's beautiful. This, because of the 6 having to go in one of those, has to be 4, 5, or 7. But I can't put 5 on a German Whisper line, and I can't put 4 here, because if I put 4 here, both of those have to be 9. So that's a 7, and that's a 6. That's a beautiful opening. 6 can only go next to 1. This can't be 6 or 7, but has to be high. This is 8 or 9. 7 on a German Whisper line, there's only 2 digits that can go next to it. I can't add to 7. If I add to 7, we're too high because they have to be low because of alternating polarity. So they're from 1, 2, 3, 4, but 3 and 4 are too close to 7. So these are from 1 and 2, and the 1 says that's the 2 and that's the 1. So this is a high digit, which is 8 or 9. So we've got 1, 2, these are 3, 4, and 5. Then we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be a 5. This is a 3 or a 4. So now we can do alternating high-low. If this is a 3 or a 4, this has to be an 8 or a 9, because the lowest this could be is 3. If I add 5 to 3, that hits 8. So this has to be 8 or 9. So this is a low digit, but I can't see which one it could be. It could actually be 4. Both of those could be 9, but this is a high digit, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Is it 3 along here? One is in one of those two. If that's an 8, that's a... that can't be an 8. That's beautiful. If this was an 8, by numbered rooms, that would be a 3. And then that would be a 4. And 4 and 8 are only 4 apart. That is a 9. That's really cool. Which doesn't actually put a restriction on this, except for saying 8 is down here somewhere in one of those, because I can't put 8 here because then this would have to be an 8 as well. So 8 is in one of those. If that's an 8, that's a 5, and that's a 6. Well, this is 2, 3, or 4. But 8 is in one of these. So this is 5, 6, 7, or 9. It's not 5 because 5 isn't available. This is 6, 7, or 9. So it's actually in 8 is in one of those. Nine is up here. If that's a 9, that's an 8. It doesn't seem to be a problem, does it? Okay, is this... suppose... What if that's high, it's 7 or 8. It's not jumping out at me. I mean, this is a 1-star puzzle on Logic Masters Germany, but I've given up on using Logic Masters Germany as a valid way of measuring difficulty. That cell, though, I think is important. Because people who are rating puzzles on Logic Masters Germany have, like, at this point, 4, 5 or more years of experience. And it's like getting people with PhDs to judge the difficulty of anything. It's like, oh, yeah, I've been studying this for 7 years. This is really easy to me. Therefore, it's easy. Then you hand, it's like getting PhD students to, to judge the difficulty of year 8 high school work. They're going to think it's real in their field. They're going to think it's really easy, and they're not going to know the difference between year 7 and year 10 work. But give year 10 work to a year 7 student and they're going to be lost. They just don't care. So this is quite restricted, this cell, because it could be an 8. This can't be a 4, 5. But I can't put 5. Yeah, where is 5 in this column? First of all, I can't put 5 in any of those. I could put a 5 here. So this could be a 3. I can't put 5 in any of those, because if I put 5 in any of those, this would need to be 4, 5, or 6. But I can't put 5 on a German Whisper, and I can't put 4 or 6 here, because then these would be the same digit. So this is only 3 or 8. If that's a 3, that would have to be a 6, and that would be broken. That's an 8. That's very, very interesting, isn't it? Which puts 8 in one of those two by Sudoku. Which by Sudoku puts 8 in one of those two, and this which can't be here, because if 8 was here, this would be 5, this would be... Oh, hang on, why did I take 8 out of there? Because this can't be 5 because of that 3, 4, 5. This is an 8, this is a 6. This 8 means these are from 1, 2, 3. They can't be 4. This can't be a 3 because that would need to be a 5. That's a 1 or a 2. This is from 1, 2, 3. Can that be a 7? No, it can't be a 7. So that can't be a 3. That's a 1, 2. This is from 6, 7, or 9 because it must be a high digit. It's this plus 5 and it can't be 8. The low digit on here is either 3 or 4. And I can't put the 3 or 4 there. If I put the 3 here, this is simultaneously 1 or 3. And if I put the 4 there, then then both of those would have to be 9. So this is a 3 or a 4. If this is a 3, that's a 2 and we're broken. That's a 4. That's a 9. That's really clever. So this is low, which is 2 or 3. It can't be 1 or 4. And this is high, which is 6 or 8. And it can't be 6 because this would have to be 1 and it can't be. That's an 8. This is very clever. Oh, the 9 means this is the 3 because the 3 has to go in the 9th spot, meaning this isn't the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are from 5, 6, 7. So the 9 is either here, or here. This now has to be an 8. Because if this was a 9, that would have to be an 8 and it can't be. So that's an 8, which means that's the 9. There's no 8 there. So 9 is here, here. Oh, this can't be a 7, because if this is a 7, that would be a 9 and that's broken. So 9 is in one of those two, which puts 9 in one of those two, but the 9 can't be there. That's the 9. Very clever. So the 5 in here now. Well, this is 8, which makes that the 5, which means this isn't the 5. Yeah, okay, fine. So which clues are done? This one is done because I've got 6 in the 7th position. I've got 8 in the 6th position. I don't have it in this row yet. I've got 5 in the 8th position. I don't have the 9 done yet. I've got 3 in the 9th position. I haven't got the 1 done yet. Okay. Okay. Six takes 6 out of here. Eight is in one of those two. So these are 1, 2, 7, 8. So these are from, oh, hang on, what's this? It can't be 1. So this is 2 or 7. Yeah, these are 1, 2, 7, 8. There's no 1 up here. So this is 2, 7, 8. I don't like it. This is 1, 2, 7, and that's any of them. Is it 1 in this row? No, it's 8 in this row, isn't it? I can't put 8 here. I can't put 8 in any of those. So this could be 2. It can't be 3. 2 would put 8 here, which would make this 1, 2, or 3. 2 here would put 8 here, which would make this 1 or 3. Yeah, okay. Can't put 8 in any of those. Can't put 8 here. So this is 2. I can't put 8 here because this would need to be 3. Can't put 8 in any of those. Can't put 8 here. Can't put 8 here. So this is only 2 or 7. Sorry, 2. Oh, no. No. Where is 8 in this row? Right. Let's mark them all. Can't put 8 here because this would have to be simultaneously 1 or 8. Can't put 8 here because this would need to be 3 and it can't be. Can't put 8 in any of those because of Sudoku. Can't put 8 in any of those by Sudoku, and if that was an 8, that would also have to be 8. Can't put 8 there. This is the 8, this is the 2. So this is a low digit now, which is 1, 2, or 3, but it can't be 2 because there's already a 2 in the box. This is a high digit, which isn't 6 or 8, it's 7 or 9. And if this was a 7, those would need to be 1 and 2 for the same reason. These are 1 and 2, and that would break that cell. So this is a 9, and this is 2, 3, or 4. But the 2 makes that the 8, which means this is done. Very cool. This isn't the 9 anymore. So this is the 9 because I had 9s pentamarked into those, making that the 5, and the 9 clue is done. The only clue I haven't done now is the 1. So I know the 1 isn't here. So what is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 could be here, 1 could be here. 1 can't be in the 4th spot. 1 could be in the 5th spot. 1 could be in the 6th spot. But 1 isn't in any of those. So 1 is in one of those two, because for 1 to be in one of those, this would need to be 7, 8, 9, and it can't be. So 1 is in one of those two. Oh, 2 makes that 4, meaning this isn't 4. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. Probably useful. That's a 4 by Sudoku. 4 isn't in any of those. That's a 4. So this is a triple now. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. And the 3, 5, 6 is looking over saying that can't be 3, or I can't put a 3 in this box. That's the 2, meaning that's the 1, meaning that's the 3. The 1 makes that the 2, saying this isn't the 2. The 2 looks up saying there's no 2 in either of those, so the 2 is in one of those two. That's not a 2. And now 2 is in one of those two, but it's not there because of that 2, and this is a 2, meaning that can't be a 6. If that was a 6, they'd only be 4 apart. That's a 7. So 2, 3, 5, 6. So 1 is in one of those or one of those. Four is in one of those two because that can't be a 4. 2 is in one of those two by Sudoku. This isn't a 5 because of the 5 here. This 5 makes this 7, which makes this 6. 6 and 6 means 6 is in one of those two, and I'm not seeing that either. Oh, the 3. Where's the 1 in this now? There's no 1 here. There's no 1 in any of those. There's no 1 here. This is the 1. This is the 6. So this isn't a 6. So it's here, here, or here now. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So 7 is in one of those two, which puts 7 in one of those two. Is it this column? 5, 7, 8. Not that I'm seeing. But 3, that's a 3. 3 and 3 eliminate 3 from all of those. The 3, 5, 6 eliminates 3 from there. So that's a 3. And this triple, 5, 7, 8. But the 5 that must be there takes 5 out of there. This is 7 or 8. The 2 takes, the 2 is what's done it. It takes 2 out of there. That's the 2. This is 1, 7, or 8. 5 is in one of those two. There's a 4 in here. No. So, yeah, 1 is here, here, or here. But 1 is not very restrictive for a German whisper line. There must be a low or a high on here. But I'm not seeing that restriction yet. Four, 5, and 7 go into those. So this is 4 or 5. They seem to be any of them. Okay, so I don't think I'm missing any whisper logic here. I mean, this is the only whisper line I can see that's potentially doing anything, because these are all resolved. If that's high, it's 9. Can that be 9? Yes. So if this is high, it's 9, because it can't be 6, 8, or 7, because 7 is over here. So if this is high, it's 9. If it's low, it's 1, 3, or 4. But it can't be 4 because that would have to be 9. It can't be 3 because if this is 3, this would have to be 8 or 9, and it can't be 8 or 9. So this is only 1 or 9. But if this is low, it's 1 or 4, and if it's high, it's 6 or 7. I'm not seeing that. Eight is in one of those two. Oh, that 8 looks like making that the 7. That's what I missed. That was really, really obvious. The 5, 8 makes that the 7, which means this is the 1. This is the 8. The 1 looks down, making that the 3. 1 isn't in any of those or any of those. Is that doing it? There's no 7 here. So if this is high, it's 6, 1. If this is low, that's a 9. And that would put 1 over here, which would still make this 2, 3. And that seems okay. Three. So 3, where's 3 in this box now? 3 isn't in any of those or there or on this line. This is the 3, making that the 4 and that the 3. So what is this triple? 1, 4, 5. There's no 4 here anymore because of that. There must be a 1 on this line now. It's the only low digit available, and that can't be a 7. That's the 7. And there must be a 1 on this line. It's the only low digit available because 2, 3, and 4 are gone. So with the 1 that must be on here, there must be a 1 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 4, 6, and 9. So that's 4 or 9 only. That's 4 or 6 only. So there's no 5 in any of those. There's no 5 there. That's the 5. Okay, but that doesn't, again, seem to be doing it. What's the digit that must be down here? There must be a 5 down here. Right, yeah, there's no 5 here. This is a 1, 4. There must be a 5 down here. It's got to be something with this, but where is 4 in this row now? Can't put 4 here because of that 4, and none of those could be a 4, because a 4 here just doesn't work because of that 4. So this is the 4 over here. So what is this digit? These are only from 2, 3, 5, and 6, and they're not 2, 3. So this is 5, 6, and this is a 4, 5, 6 triple. So this here is an 8. Yeah, I could have done that by the 4 8s looking into the box. I'm just not seeing this. This is 6 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a 7 in one of those two. This is 5, 7, 8. This is only 5 or 7. This 2, 3, 5 is still just saying 1 is in either one of those two or there. Like 5 makes this 1, this 6. So 5, 6, 4, 7, 5, 6, 4, 9. That all seems to work. 1 in one of those makes that a 1, which works with that being a 1, makes that 2 or 3, which all seems to work. 2 and 3 need to be in here, don't they? Can't put 2, 3 here, can't put 2, 3 here. So 2 and 3 need to be in here. So if that's a 5, that's a 2, and that's a 3. Yeah, okay. So this row doesn't have its 1 and its 6. If that's a 1, that's a 5, and that's a 1. I'd be really interested to see, I'm going to be really interested to see the comments on this one, to see what the logic is apart from a chain that I missed. These are 5, 6, and 9. Because if it's just a chain, this is not a one-star puzzle. Anything that requires like an inference chain is not a one-star puzzle, and people on Logic Masters Germany are just wrong. 2 is in one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 isn't restricted. So this is 4, 5, or 7, and that's not doing any restriction. Like there's, like I can possibly do an inference chain off this, but I can't see anything else. And I must be blind here. I'm completely blind here. Making that a 2, which means that can't be a 3. I was blind. I was completely blind. That 3, of course, means that had to be a 2, which means this couldn't be a 2, so it's 3 or 5. And if that's a 3, that's a 1, but we just made it a 2. That's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 6. I missed it. I absolutely missed it. That's a 4, that's a 9, making that the 5, making that the 6. Yep, I completely missed it. The 5 and the 6 makes that the 3, which makes that the 6, which makes that the 5. Yep, sometimes you just don't see stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and no, it's not 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, these are 6 and 7. So these are 1 and 3. And the 3 makes that the 1 and that the 3, which makes that the 4 and that the 1. Just missed it. Just did not see it. Like, just Sudoku. Oh, well, that's the 6, which takes 6 out of those. Those are a 5, 9. The 6 makes that the 7 and that 6. The 7 makes that the 7. This couldn't be a 7 because of the 7 pencil mark I had, which makes that the 5, which looks like making that the 8 and that the 5. The 7 looks down, making that the 4 and that 7. 7. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 and 9. And I'll use the 2 to make that the 9 and that the 2. The 5 makes that the 4. So this is the 8 and the 9 makes that the 5 and that the 9. And yeah, beautiful little puzzle. I had 1,210 solves in 222 days. Yep. I'm sure I'm going to be one of the slower solvers on this puzzle because I missed that. Yep, sometimes you just miss the scanning and everyone does it. I've watched better solvers than me miss scanning for a lot longer than that. Cool puzzle, though. I really like the interaction of the numbered rooms with German whispers. I think I need to do some exploration of numbered rooms at some point. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. That's what matters. And as always, good luck with your solving.